Hello everyone. So Webflow just made an amazing update by adding custom CSS property inside of the designer. What this means is you can creatively customize HTML elements whichever way you want. This is indeed a game changer. Enough of the talking. Let's jump right into it. All right, so we are going to practice with this logo section here. So we have the logo section, padding global, all of that. So now I am on this logo component. Now, what if we want to add like a border to this logo component? Yes, this is something we can ordinarily do from border here. But what if we want to give like a gradient to this border? You know, ordinarily you cannot natively add like a gradient to a border. Now, with the help of custom CSS or custom properties, you can at least do that. You can do a lot because they are custom properties. So you just need to understand the property and the value. You can literally do anything with that. So let's try to add a gradient and other functionalities and other properties to this logo component. So I'm on the logo component here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to scroll down here and go to add. Now let's try this. I'm going to say border. So we have, it's going to pop up lots of properties. I'll click on border and the value would be let's say 10 pixel, enter. Now this has added 10 pixels, but you can't really see it because we are missing another keyword. I'm just going to say solid. So this solid means, make it solid. So we now have this 10 pixel border because of the 10px here, solid. All right, but right now it's in black. Let's say, what if we want to change the color from black to maybe orange? So I'm going to say border color. We have here, oops, sorry, I didn't spell that correctly, BOR. So we have border color. Now we have border color here, and I'm just going to enter the value. So you can either enter the color code or you can just type in orange, for instance. And you see, we have this, it has changed to orange. Now, what if we want to give it like a gradient? That is what we're going to do. We're going to give this border a gradient. Okay, so I'm just going to take away this, border color. Now, I'm going to go to add. Now, I'm going to say border image. This is the steps you have to take, border image. And now, for the property, you're going to say linear, you're going to spell that correctly, linear gradient. So that this is like the value. Now you're going to open brackets. Now you're going to pick a degree. That is the degree at which the gradient should start. Let's say 45 DEG. Now you're going to put a comma. Now you're going to say what two colors do you want as the gradient? We're going to use color codes, or you can just say green. Let's use comma orange. Okay, now you're going to close the bracket. So if you hit enter, oops, something is wrong somewhere. Green comma orange, 45 degree. Okay, maybe I misspelled something. Linear gradient, linear dash gradient. Okay. Oh, okay. I put a space there, which I'm not supposed to. So yeah, hit enter. So now it's going to be like this. You're going to see it like this. Do not panic. This is part of the step. So one last step you need to take, you're going to click on add. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to say border image slice. This border image slice, the value should be 1. So the moment I enter 1 and hit enter, now we're going to have that gradient. So we now have the green fading into orange. Now, this is the part that you want to get correctly, the border image and the value. The value here is linear gradient, open bracket. You can change this degree from 45 to, let's say 60 degree, enter. So this is going to change to at 60 degree, all right? So 60 degree, we have green and we have orange. Now, you may want to like change this green to, let's say red, enter. Now you see from red, it changes to orange. All right, you can change this orange color. You can even if you prefer to use color code, you can use color code. Now let's try and use color code. Let's say hash AAO Enter. See, we now have this color from red to this color, which is very, very good. Now, what if the border is too thick? You just go to this first side and say, instead of 10 pixel, maybe 5 pixel. Enter. Now we now have this amazing border around it. Now, what if you want to add like a padding, around the border? What are you going to do? You're just going to come here and say add. Mind you, I'm still on the logo component, right? I'm just going to say add. So we are adding properties to the logo components. I'm going to say add. I'm just going to type in padding, and boom. The value for the padding, maybe 50 pixels worth of padding, 50 px. Enter. See, we now have 50 pixel across every part. Now you can choose to say padding left or padding right or whatever, or you can just say padding. Padding is going to add 50 pixels across every part. You can use rem, I guess. Let's try that. Let's say 5 rem, for instance. Yeah, still the same thing. 5 rem works. So you can use rem, you can use pixels, So let's say 3 rems, 3 rem padding around. Good. Now, what if you now want to like add an offset, an outset? I mean to say, another properties to our logo components. So this is just you adding properties. So you can do a whole lot. You can do a whole lot, with this. You can come here and click on this logo wrapper, logo content wrapper, for instance, and you can add a property, by saying background color. You can just say background color, black. See, it has changed the background color to black. And if you come here, you'll see how that is being, the effect of that. So the color here on that background is just black. All right, which is on that custom black. Okay, yeah, let's undo that. So let's go back to our logo components. So you can basically add custom CSS to basically any element at all. Depends on what you're trying to achieve, depends on what you're trying to do, depending on what you're trying to get done. So before, there are things you cannot ordinarily do in native Webflow unless you have to like add embed and all of that. That's for CSS. But right now with these custom properties, you can just easily, once you understand the properties, once you understand CSS and how it works, you can add that. Let's say you want to like add let's just say border image outset. So what this is going to do, it's going to create like a space between the border, let's say 20 pixel, for instance. So you see, so the border starts from here, but then it's creating this 20 pixel worth of space. All right, so this is just what, say for instance, the design that you have on your Figma is customized like this. You can just, play around and use properties, custom properties to get what that you're looking for. Now, what if now we want to now add a background color to the logo component? I'll just come here and say background color, and maybe black or whatever color code you want to use. Enter. So you see, we now have this background color black. We now have a 20 pixel outset, which is this border image outset 20 pixel. Now we now have the gradient that we've just made. And how did we do that? We added a border of 5 pixel solid. Now border image, this is also very important. Border image, and the value is linear gradient into bracket 60 degree, which is the degree at which the gradient is going to flow, red, comma, with the color code, or maybe black or whatever. Now the border image slice is also very important. That is how, it's just a property that turns the, the gradient, that shows the gradient basically. Now this is us here adding a padding of 2 rem, adding a spacing all across of 3 rem, and the border image outsets. So yes, that is just basically it. You can do a whole lot with the custom properties. Thanks to Webflow, this is indeed a game changer. Indeed a game changer. You can do a whole lot. So this is just the basics of what you can do with that. Until I see you again in my next video,